Throughout the 21 centuries of evolutions, humanities are still debating and sharing a historical yet contemporary debate on the limits of one's freedom to decide liberty. Despite the fact that freedom is essential in every community and the society, we cannot deny the fact that it also has forcible drawbacks, since we might be dealing with more frequent negative reactionary and violations among the community. So, in general, should freedom be considered as something unlimited? First, let's clarify the meaning of freedom, or in another word, the liberty of a human being. Freedom is a word used to clarify the action of someone without any oppressive enforcement or objection. The state of liberty meant to enable the population to act, do, or believe in several particular ideas or actions. To be specific enough, this is also the main worries of several people on the subject of liberty factoring future crises, because when someone's action is not considered by any restrictions or law, they might be able to do erroneous things, wrongdoings, which negatively influence our society. So should there be any elimination or limits in one's liberty? This is one of the most complicated questions that the humanities have been debating over generations of passing time. We must higher regard and esteem one's freedom to establish a decisions, but should that always stay the same? Over centuries, humanities have responded to this crisis by enforcing limits and eliminating too much freedom in itself. In my personal perspective, I believe that this is actually a good and a crucial elimination for the evolution and self-development of a human being, since one's over-limit liberty might cause them to do wrongdoings, wrong actions that generally affects our society. To be specific enough, humanities have established many other enforcement, elimination, regulations, and physical actions that harms others around us, actions that overcome the written public, national, and global laws agreed by each national court and individuals who got affected to protect our community from danger and inequality among us all. Aside from negative influences of over-limited liberty, we must also consider the importance of someone's freedom to choose, because they are the main rights that a human being should have for themselves as long as those decisions are rightfully in the hands of law. Throughout human evolutions, we have had several conflicts in religions, I know. That is true, but today's generations have considered as someone's liberty to decide whether or not to believe in. Let's not travel back too far, but let's debate the religion's conflicts after the independence of the Republic of India. When two specific religions, Hindu and Islam, fought over their personal beliefs. They are two different religions which do not share the same beliefs and therefore should not debate over others' perspectives, because even though Muslims had isolated themselves out of India and built themselves Pakistan, we cannot abandon the fact that these two cultures had once had a fight between whether or not to believe in two different beliefs, and should clarify it as the effects that a community can get when their choices in cultural, religions, economic factors, and social are heavily influenced by the perspective and perception of the society. Eliminating one's freedom for the greater goods of the community must have been one of the most discussed and debated issues throughout the centuries, because of all the reasonable claim why humanities established laws and enforcements in a human being's liberty is for the future greater goods of the community, not just an individual's. So basically, is it ethical to do so? Is it ethical to trade and risk someone's freedom to make decisions for the tranquility of the public, or is this action committed by a moral belief that benefits the community? There are eventually two sides on every motion of discussions, and this one is not an exception. negatively, this one will eliminate the opportunities of deciding what to do, to believe, or to feel in one particular person, as stated in the side of this house, which is not ethical, since we are protecting the society and forgetting the liberty of a particular person, and force them to give satisfactory for the greater goods of the public. Think about the future negative influences towards the person's family. This is not only negatively affecting the particular persons, but also their own family. So this actions, remember, it's just my perspective, you guys can have a different one, is not really ethical. But in the affirmative house, appropriately, this way, we will be able to strengthen, develop, and stabilize the society. With one's liberty satisfactory, we might as well eliminate several cases of negative commitment, violations, and wrongdoings. How can we possibly know whether that is a criminal in the future, bro? So if that particular person might turn out a criminal one day, we cannot tell. We are not predictors, right? But we will be delicately selecting one out of the world. Who knows whether or not that person is going to use that unrightful liberty for further wrongdoings and overcoming the social laws. By this way, we are satisfying one for all, and it's fair enough since we are giving away one and saving a variety of greater goods. With one erroneous liberty decider away, we might as well protect the well-being of those left and respect their freedom in choosing, selecting, and making decisions about themselves with no further objections or regulations that causes them a step away from what they are planning to do and with their freedom in the future. This way, we are building an equal society by abandoning just one liberty. After all, it is one for all, is it not? Remember, I don't trust the affirmative house really. But despite the fact that I've considered the opportunities of wrongdoings with unlimited freedom in this personal perspective essay, where there are still many chances of people who are morally responsible for what they have done or what they are planning to do, which I say is quite one bit affirmatively influenced by unlimited liberty. To many well-organized minds, liberty is actually none other than a chance to show responsibility towards the community. Too much liberty sometimes influences someone's bad actions, but at the same time, it also gives some opportunities to have responsibility towards the society that we are living in. But for all we know now, some cases are so complex and historical, they are never closed. Share your perspective down in the comment and follow me for more on the chapter of politics discussion. Bye-bye.